Have you ever done nothing wrong, yet people suddenly start hating you for no reason? Friends, colleagues, even families suddenly distant or critical. The truth is, their hatred isn't about you. It's about your growth, calmness, and discipline exposing what they've avoided in themselves. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Today, you'll discover why this happens and how to turn it into your strength." Number 1, your growth forces others to confront their stagnation. Growth is not loud, but it is disruptive. When you improve your discipline, your self-respect, or your emotional control, you do not announce it, but others feel it. Your posture changes. Your reactions slow. Your priorities sharpen. And without meaning to, you reveal what others are avoiding within themselves. Epictetus warned about this when he said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He understood that growth does not earn universal admiration. It often earns resistance. When people see someone evolving, they instinctively compare. That comparison awakens an uncomfortable awareness. Time is passing, and effort has been avoided. Your presence becomes a reminder of unused potential. You do not need to criticize or compete. Simply existing with higher standards is enough. Instead of asking themselves hard questions, many choose the easier route, resentment. They begin to reframe you as arrogant, distant, or changed, not because you are worse, but because acknowledging your progress would require them to confront their own stagnation. Hatred, in this case, is not a reaction to who you are. It is a reaction to who they are afraid they might never become. That dread is deeper than most admit. The mind seeks relief when it discovers it wasted time, dodged responsibilities, or settled for ease. True self-examination takes work, humility, and transformation. Resentment requires none of that. It relieves emotions instantly. By making you the issue, they safeguard their self-esteem. This is why animosity is frequently not obvious. It occurs as passive aggressiveness, disparaging remarks, backhanded compliments, or quiet exclusion. They may state you have changed, but they mean you no longer fit within the mental framework that gave them confidence in their decisions. Your discipline challenges their self-description of their stuckness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "People exist for one another. You can teach or endure. You need not shrink to please others, nor are you responsible for their unmet potential's emotional burden." Continuing to not feel guilty about their resentment is endurance. More steady growth can strengthen this effect. Maintaining consistency eliminates excuses. Successful moments can be attributed to luck. Continued discipline cannot. Showing up daily with order and constraint discreetly reveals others' intention to action gaps. Many attack the evidence because acknowledging that disparity hurts. It's challenging because these folks aren't usually enemies. They may be relatives, friends, or coworkers. Their resentment comes from comparison, not hatred. Comparison with insecurity is usually harmful. Stoics never advised facing such resentment. Epictetus emphasized that peace comes from controlling only what you can. Their feelings aren't, not their judgments. Their reactions to your advancement are theirs. When you quit trying to control people's opinions of your growth, their anger fades. Time usually brings two things. Some adjust. They either develop with you or accept distance without conflict. Others leave, unable to handle your reminder. Neither outcome fails. Both result from movement. Growth changes social gravity. Your supporters stay. Stagnant people resist or fall. Understanding this lets you move forward without animosity, apology, or slowing down. Unexplained hatred at this age does not mean you should stop growing. Yes, growth is happening. Number 2, you stop seeking approval and power quietly shifts. There is a subtle but powerful shift that occurs when you no longer seek validation. You stop explaining your choices. You stop defending your boundaries. You stop adjusting your behavior to maintain comfort. This is not rebellion, it is self-trust. Seneca warned against living for approval when he wrote, "The man who seeks approval from others is always a slave." When you internalize this truth, your behavior changes naturally. You speak less. You justify nothing. You no longer chase reassurance. For people who are accustomed to influencing you emotionally, this feels like rejection. They were used to your openness, your explanations, your need to be understood. Now that access is gone, your calm independence is misread as arrogance. Your silence is labeled coldness. But what has truly changed is power. When approval is no longer your currency, others lose leverage. And when influence disappears, resentment often takes its place. They do not hate your confidence, they hate their loss of control over you. Losing control makes individuals who trusted you anxious. No longer reacting, explaining, or seeking reassurance changes emotional dynamics. Conversations shorten. You answer more firmly. Your values are no longer negotiated. That upsets others who relied on your emotional openness to feel important or influence. Accessibility is sometimes confused with proximity. They perceive access reduction as rejection. But you've withdrawn reliance, not affection. Seneca stated, "No one can live happily who has regard to himself alone and transforms everything into a question of his own utility." Now you're not. Letting others define your value. Charges arise because of this. People label you distant, proud, or detached. Your character is unhardened. Just your standards have sharpened. Still listening, your respect remains. You no longer bend. This seems like betrayal to emotional influencers. Stoics believed emotional independence was inner sovereignty. Epictetus said, "If you want to be invincible, make sure no one can hurt you by your own opinion." When approval waned, criticism weakened. When criticism no longer hurts, it loses its potency. This transition typically reveals relational structures. Respect keeps some relationships alive. Some thrive on unbalance. When you stop seeking approval, the imbalance ends. Genuine connection or subtle resentment endures. There's no compromise. You may be tested by others. They challenge, provoke, or question your choices. Not curiosity and attempt to reestablish the old dynamic. When those efforts fail, anger rises. Hostility is not strength. It's desperate. Aurelius told himself, "I cannot be harmed by what is outside my will." Once approval no longer rules you, you move with calm authority that cannot be manipulated. Others feel that shift immediately, but cannot express it. This period is difficult because of the tendency to over-explain, soften, and restore harmony. However, self-betrayal harmony is not peace. To please others, Stoics never taught surrender. They emphasized virtue and reason. Your relationships become clearer with this new equilibrium. Respectful people adapt easily. Control-based ones fade or resist. Neither outcome requires conflict. Silence, consistency, and constraint work. Release approval, not renegotiate. Power returns to within after reclaiming it. Number 3, you become a mirror for their insecurities. Some people do not hate you as an individual. They hate the reflection you create. Your discipline highlights their procrastination. Your emotional restraint exposes their impulsiveness. Your clarity reveals their confusion. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be strict with yourself and tolerant with others." Many people do the opposite. They are lenient with themselves and ruthless toward others. When your life begins to feel more aligned, it disrupts their internal narratives. Rather than confront their own shortcomings, they project outward. Criticism becomes a shield. Judgment becomes distraction. By focusing on your perceived flaws, they avoid looking inward. This is why their hostility often feels irrational. It is not responding to your actions, but to their internal discomfort. You did not provoke them by speaking. You provoked them by existing with integrity. Integrity unnerves compromisers. When your words match your deeds, even under pressure, others find it hard to believe their own narrative. Your presence whispers, "Why haven't I followed through? I keep delaying why? Reasons for living below." My standard Stoics knew that most individuals prioritize ego over truth. Seneca wrote, "Every guilty person is his own hangman." Insecurity causes its own anguish. Appearing calm and grounded increases inner strain. Instead of solving it, many people hunt for a target, making you handy. Thus, their criticism often seems overblown or wrong. They accuse you of features you don't have or exaggerate minor defects. They're externalizing internal strife. They temporarily absolve themselves by labeling you the issue. If someone is wrong, correct him nicely. Marcus Aurelius told himself, "If you can't, blame yourself, not him." Not all insecurities are rationally fixable. No explanation will make some people ready to face themselves. This relationship is distressing since insecurity-driven antagonism typically comes from trusted people. Friends who degrade you, subtly competitive coworkers, family who ignores your progress. Comparison, not hatred, fuels their resentment, which corrodes relationships faster than open disagreement. Their reactions may get more intense as you gain ground. Calmness appears superior to someone drowning in self-doubt. Someone avoiding responsibility sees discipline as judgment. Someone seeking approval sees silence as arrogance. The insecure mind believes these interpretations are genuine, even though they are not. Consistency, not perception correction, is the Stoic reaction. Epictetus advised focusing on your thoughts, deeds, and values. That doesn't include their insecurities. When you cease softening your integrity to accommodate their discomfort, their projections fade. One of two consequences occurs throughout time. Either they develop from their insecurities or withdraw themselves to maintain their ego. Your peace is served by both outcomes. Integrity filters out the fake and strengthens the real. The deeper truth behind this hatred is that it targets your clarity, not you. Number 4, you refuse to play the role they assigned you. Every social environment assigns roles, whether openly or silently. The agreeable one, the helper, the emotional supporter, the one who never says no. These roles create comfort and predictability, but they also limit growth. When you begin setting boundaries, people feel betrayed, not because you harmed them, but because you disrupted their expectations. Epictetus said, "If you want to be respected, respect yourself." Self-respect often requires disappointing others. When you step out of your assigned role, confusion turns into resistance. Resistance turns into resentment. People accuse you of changing, becoming selfish, or acting superior. But what they truly resent is that you are no longer predictable. Predictability comforts those who benefit. People feel secure when they know your response, tolerance, and limits, especially weak ones. You grow away from certainty. You become tougher to predict, pressure, and use. People who like the old, you worry about that uncertainty. Rarely are roles cruelly assigned. More typically, they develop gradually. You are expected to help again after helping once. One listen made you the emotional container. Agreement became your identity after one agreement. Expectations become entitlement over time. Pushing back feels like a breach of contract to them, even if you never signed one. Aurelius advised, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Abandoning a role is not rebellion. It aligns. Those who relied on your conformity find alignment disobedient. Therefore, retaliation often feels personal. They blame ego, pride, or selfishness to justify their disappointment, not because those traits exist. By calling your boundaries false, they avoid admitting they were too comfortable with your self-neglect. Some test you after changing. They'll press the same buttons, request the same favors, and cross the same lines expecting the same reaction. Not getting it causes frustration. They may become emotional or retreat. Both reactions try to re-establish the old dynamic. The Stoics taught that external role identity is unstable. Epictetus emphasized that defining yourself by how others use you gives up agency. You take control of your life by rejecting the role. Beneficiaries of the prior system rarely celebrate reclamation. Remember that you are not responsible for their disappointment. Barriers are not penalties. The statements show self-respect. Anyone who hates your boundaries values access over respect. Social landscapes reorganize over time. Some adapt and meet you here. Others leave because they can't relate without the traditional roles. Clarification, not lost. By refusing to perform your role, you avoid conflict. Expose it. Peace frequently begins with exposure. Number 5. You are no longer emotionally manipulable. Manipulation thrives on emotional reactivity. When you used to react quickly defending yourself, explaining yourself, getting angry, you are easy to influence. But awareness changes behavior. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Emotional mastery removes leverage from those who rely on provoking reactions. When you pause instead of reacting, when you observe instead of engaging, manipulation collapses. This frustrates people deeply. They accuse you of being cold, distant, or detached. In truth, you are simply no longer accessible to emotional games. Hatred becomes their last attempt to provoke a response and regain control. Silence, when chosen consciously, is not weakness. It is immunity. When you cease reacting to emotions, a relationship changes. People who used to control your reactions feel helpless. Guilt, sarcasm, veiled criticism, and overblown complaints fail. Emotional manipulators escalate when subtle nudges fail and use stronger provocations to regain leverage. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reason." Emotional independence is choosing which feelings to let influence your behavior. By making this choice, manipulation cannot touch you. Then, frustration of manipulators often leads to aggression. You may be called uncaring, cruel, or selfish. They may spread rumors or exaggerate minor acts to make you seem irrational. This shows their craving for control and discomfort with your autonomy, not your character. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it." Being in control of your emotions is a sign of power. Maintaining calm, rational mind rather than impulsive emotion makes destabilization attempts ineffective. Restraint and silence are your greatest weapons. This transformation is small yet substantial because it doesn't use conflict. No need to defend or retaliate. Consistency provides immunity. When manipulators' techniques fail, they must adapt or escalate. The majority of them escalate initially, then recede afterward, leaving you with room and clarity to avoid their instability. Patience is often tested here. Both you and they have stubborn tendencies. You may be inclined to show you're still caring, involved, or approachable. Giving into this urge restores the previous power dynamic. True mastery requires restraint, not reaction. Those that relied on your emotional reaction either change, respect your boundaries, or go. This demands no hatred from you. By resisting emotional manipulation, you maintain your tranquility and show the world your inner strength. Conscious silence is presence, unchangeable presence. When you completely embrace this principle, those who sought to dominate you must face their own limitations and projections. Therefore, emotional independence is more than a personal accomplishment. It filters. It distinguishes real from fake relationships. It shows who values virtue and who values control. After clarity, tranquility grows naturally. Number 6. Your calmness offends chaotic environments. Peace is disruptive in environments addicted to drama. When everyone reacts emotionally, composure feels unnatural. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By refusing to engage in chaos, you silently challenge it. Your calm highlights how unnecessary the turmoil is. People interpret this as judgment, even when none exists. They feel exposed by your restraint. Rather than adopt your composure, they reject it. Calmness becomes a threat. Hatred becomes a way to restore emotional noise. But the Stoics knew that inner order is stronger than external approval. Your stillness is not indifference. It is discipline. Relaxation illuminates dysfunction, which is rarely welcomed by individuals in it. When you stay calm while others escalate, their behaviors clash with your presence. Your inaction shows them that their disarray is pointless and pushes them to face the truth they've been avoiding, that it's unproductive. Seneca observed, "He who is brave is free." Emotional bravery is tranquility in chaos. It shows that no insult, provocation, or drama can change your inner condition. This independence threatens individuals who feel significant through agitation, gossip, or conflict. They find your poise destabilizing. Reactions are typically disproportionate. Minor disputes escalate. Mistakes are accentuated. Passive aggressiveness rises. Your tranquility removes the fuel they need to maintain their emotional environment, not because it fosters confrontation. Drama relies on reciprocity, thus refusing to reciprocate hurts it. Marcus Aurelius stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this to gain strength. Your strength is self-control, not others." Your calm presence reflects the pandemonium around you. Unseeing people try to distract, provoke, or intimidate. The key is to realize that calmness is not passivity. Stoic calm is active and deliberate, observing, assessing, and responding only when rational and moral is deliberate. The calm has authority, not aggression. However, people who mistake movement for control may view it as dominance, which is typically resisted with hostility. Your restraint clarifies relationships. Peace repels drama queens, while virtue queens flock to you. Calmness reveals who is sincere, manipulative, and needs chaos. Environment adapts or isolates throughout time. Some people emulate your calmness and moderation. Some keep agitating, separating themselves from you. You need not fight either way. You shape society without force with your inner discipline. The peaceful power of tranquility commands, without provocation or competition. The Stoics understood that tranquility is strength that cannot be damaged by exterior turmoil. Your calmness is a protection and a declaration that you will not join in chaos, and no one can force you to. These hatreds are rarely personal, just a reflex to order in disarray. Maintaining composure shows that stability is achievable, which unnerves people who won't pursue it. Your calm is manifest discipline that transforms areas without words or strife. Non-aligned people will resist. The capable will follow. Both outcomes preserve your peace. Number 7. You represent the life they avoided. Sometimes hatred has nothing to do with you personally. You represent a road they once considered but abandoned. Discipline they postponed. Courage they delayed. Integrity they compromised. Seneca observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Seeing you move forward forces them to imagine the cost of their choices. That imagination creates regret. Rather than face regret, they externalize it. They diminish your achievements, question your motives, or distance themselves entirely. Beneath the hostility is often admiration mixed with frustration, an emotional contradiction many people cannot tolerate. You become a reminder of time passing, and that reminder is uncomfortable. Reminders inspire more than envy. They arouse a sense of lost possibility. Every disciplined step, virtue moment, and act of courage they observe reflects what they disregarded in their own lives. It is a subtle, constant confrontation with their decisions, inaction, and concessions. Many find this confrontation intolerable. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not hanker after what is not yours, and do not fear what you cannot control." Watching someone become what they once wanted and avoid creates adoration and hatred. They value your route, but can't or won't follow it. As coping mechanisms, they produce anger instead of thankfulness. This hatred is frequently subtle. It undermines your achievements, casts doubt on your motives, or covertly discredits your efforts. It may manifest as quiet, distance, or exclusion. It's always an attempt to avoid the shame of not acting when they could have. Epictetus says, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Their reaction reveals more about their inner battle than you. Rather than causing their frustration, you reflect the life they rejected. Understanding this distinction transforms uncertainty and hurt into clarity and equanimity. Your progress affects them unavoidably. Your constant values-based behavior forces them to confront the discrepancy between their goals and their actions. Hatred is a protection against harsh truths in this unconscious conflict. Only how you live can control how people see you. According to the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Tolerance involves tolerating their projections, bitterness, and emotional avoidance. You don't need to persuade or appease. You must proceed with honor, courage, and discipline. Eventually, this dynamic settles. Your example may motivate reflective and learning. Others, those who cannot, will withdraw or vent their anger. Neither outcome slows progress. Both events prove your path is right, and that virtue is more essential than outward approval. People detest you for embodying the life they escaped, not for personal reasons. It shows you live truthfully, consistently, and boldly. Your honesty makes them uncomfortable. Their distance or antagonism is the natural result of your actions versus theirs. Clarity in relationships comes from this insight. You no longer take their criticism. Your choices are no longer questioned. Instead, you go quietly, understanding that development always disturbs the unwilling, but that this is a sign of significant improvement, being the reminder of the life others avoided is a privilege disguised as strife. Your dedication to self-discipline, courage, and virtue is evident. Although others may not see it, it shows that you are living what counts. Understanding that hatred is a reflection, not a judgment, turns perplexity into composure and resistance into resilience. Avoid defending yourself or seeking validation when others hate you for no reason. Stoics believed tranquility derives from virtue, not approval. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Some won't get your evolution. Not everyone will applaud your discipline. Not everyone is supposed to be your lifelong companion. Unjustified animosity generally indicates distance, which refines strength. Hold steadfast. Be disciplined. Accept misunderstanding. The important will see your quietest strength, and the rest were never meant to follow you.